Could a rookie quarterback just change the sneaker world? In 4 seconds, Shedeur Sanders didn't just drop a shoe, he dropped a bombshell. Nike's birthday release sold out faster than Travis Scott or Kobe drops, resale prices skyrocketed, and executives were left laughing at their own miscalculations. Behind the hype, a secret contract clause guarantees Sanders a payout that could redefine rookie deals forever. Fans didn't just buy sneakers, they bought into a story, a legacy, a movement. In this video, we're diving into how Shedeur Sanders turned a birthday drop into a cultural takeover. Could a rookie quarterback literally break the sneaker world in 4 seconds? Shedeur Sanders just proved it. Nike's birthday release wasn't a normal drop, it was a cultural earthquake. 50,000 pairs of the Air DT Max 96 went live exactly 24 hours before his 24th birthday, and in less than 5 seconds they were gone. Not minutes, not hours, seconds. Even the most hyped Travis Scott and Kobe drops couldn't match that speed. Resale prices exploded instantly, climbing to $1,500 per pair, leaving sneakerheads and executives scrambling. But the chaos didn't stop there. Deion Sanders Jr., famously known as Bucky, documented the launch, showing executives who had advised limiting stock just how badly they miscalculated. They underestimated Shedeur Sanders, underestimated the hype, underestimated the culture. And while everyone else was trying to catch up, Sanders' hidden sell-through bonus clause was quietly activating, turning a single sneaker release into a financial explosion. Every second counted, and in that blink, he not only dominated the sneaker market, he redefined rookie athlete leverage. The shoe itself wasn't just flashy branding slapped on a standard silhouette. Nike created a statement piece, bold Cleveland Browns colors layered over crisp white, stadium-ready craftsmanship, and a sole embossed with money signs, signaling dominance before even stepping on the field. There was even a subtle nod to his early grind, the pro day one stitching on the heel, a tribute to the early mornings and film sessions that shaped him. Fans weren't just buying a shoe, they were buying his story, his legacy, his swagger. The hype extended far beyond Cleveland. Kids in London were snapping them up. Tokyo streetwear enthusiasts were hunting them. Influencers in Paris were styling them in ways that made a Browns colorway a global phenomenon. Nike wasn't just selling shoes, they were launching a lifestyle, a movement, a narrative. And at the heart of it all was Shedeur Sanders, turning a birthday drop into a cultural takeover, proving that in the modern NFL, influence off the field can rival dominance on it. And this is just the beginning. While everyone else was trying to measure hype with conventional metrics, Sanders was quietly building equity, leverage, and a blueprint for rookies everywhere. What happened next? That's when the story takes a turn that shocked executives, fans, and the league itself. The Air DT Max 96 wasn't just a sneaker drop, it was a declaration. Nike didn't slap a logo on a generic silhouette and call it a day. Every detail was intentional. The Cleveland Browns' vibrant orange and deep brown wrapped around a pristine white base wasn't just stylish, it was identity in motion, turning a local franchise palette into a global fashion statement. Every fan who laced them up wasn't just wearing shoes, they were carrying a piece of Sanders' narrative, a symbol of emergence, ambition, and dominance. Even the sole told a story. Money signs embossed underfoot weren't a gimmick, they were confidence, a quiet nod to the stakes Sanders has already conquered before throwing his first NFL pass. It said, "Without words, I know my value, I know the culture, I'm in charge." It's bold, daring, and yet entirely fitting for someone who is redefining what a rookie quarterback can achieve off the field. This was branding at its purest, a visual power move that connected instantly with fans who crave authenticity and narrative, not just logos. Nike didn't stop there. Hidden cues like the pro day one stitching on the heel paid homage to Sanders' early grind, those unseen hours of workouts, film sessions, and relentless preparation. Fans recognized it immediately. It wasn't just merchandise. It was heritage, a bridge between the struggles of yesterday and the dominance of today. Every snap, every locker room shot, every pregame tunnel walk now carried weight beyond football. It became a cultural moment. And the global impact, unprecedented. Cleveland Browns colors had never gone this far. Streetwear enthusiasts in Tokyo, influencers in Paris, even kids in London were rocking the hues. The sneaker had jumped from a local football market to a worldwide fashion conversation, proving that Sanders' reach extends beyond any scoreboard. Every photo, every clip, every viral moment amplified the story. It wasn't just hype, it was strategic influence. This wasn't accidental. Nike understood that sneakers are more than performance, they're a canvas for storytelling. The Air DT Max 96 conveyed swagger, history, and dominance while letting Sanders' personality shine. The fans weren't just buyers, they were participants in his journey. They were part of a movement that merged sport, culture, and business in real time. In the end, the sneaker spoke louder than words. It declared that Shedeur Sanders isn't just playing football, he's shaping culture, commanding attention, and setting a new standard for athlete influence. Every detail, every stitch, every hue carried intent. And as the shoes flew off shelves, one thing became clear: this was more than a product. It was a statement, and the world was listening. The launch wasn't just a retail rollout, it was a spectacle. Nike transformed San Francisco into the epicenter of anticipation, and the energy was palpable from the moment fans arrived. Security barricades weren't enough. Phones were out, cameras rolling, and every glance in the crowd seemed to capture history in motion. This wasn't about purchasing sneakers, it was about being part of a narrative fans had been following for years. Every pair snatched off shelves felt like a small victory, a personal connection to Shedeur Sanders' rise. And the fans noticed the attention to detail. The store featured mini exhibits: Sanders' college cleats, his draft day suit, even prototypes of the Pro Day 1 shoe. Each item told a chapter of his journey: early mornings, private workouts, film sessions away from the spotlight. It wasn't just merchandise on display, it was storytelling. Every sneaker sold carried a sense of legacy, a nod to hard work paying off, and the fans responded with unprecedented excitement. The vibe wasn't limited to the US. Local crowds surged, but the digital presence magnified it globally. Social media erupted as clips of tunnel walks, pre-game appearances, and unboxing moments spread like wildfire. Fans weren't just observers, they were participants, documenting, sharing, and amplifying the Sanders brand with every post. The energy cascaded from flagship stores to Instagram feeds, creating a viral feedback loop that elevated both Nike and Sanders' cultural footprint. Even within the physical launch, moments stood out. Deion Sanders Jr., often called Bucky, played a crucial role in humanizing the event. Engaging directly with fans, he transformed what could have been a sterile corporate appearance into a heartfelt family moment. Loyalty, family support, and personal connection weren't just talking points, they were the event's heartbeat. Fans left feeling part of something bigger than a transaction, they were witnesses to the birth of a movement. The rush to purchase wasn't just about scarcity, it was about status, prestige, and alignment. Early reports indicated stock flew off the shelves in seconds, driving resale prices sky high and adding another layer of hype. The buzz wasn't manufactured, it was organic, unstoppable, and culturally resonant. Even the most skeptical analysts had to acknowledge that Sanders' presence transcended traditional rookie narratives. By the end of the launch, the message was clear. Shedeur Sanders had redefined what a rookie athlete could achieve off the field. Nike wasn't just selling shoes, and fans weren't just buying them. Together, they had created a moment of cultural dominance, blending sport, style, and storytelling in a way that no franchise or player had achieved in recent memory. Every sneaker sold, every clip shared, every viral moment reinforced one undeniable truth: this was a new era, and Sanders was the center of it. Shedeur Sanders' Nike deal wasn't just big, it was revolutionary. Reports claim he inked a contract worth $125 million before even stepping onto an NFL field, a number that dwarfs most rookie endorsement deals. Analysts have been stunned, comparing it to long-term contracts signed by legends like Michael Jordan or LeBron James. But this wasn't about flash. It was about strategy, foresight, and cultural leverage. Nike didn't just see a rookie quarterback, they saw a brand, a movement, someone capable of shifting sneaker culture in seconds. The structure itself is what sets it apart. Hidden within the fine print was an active player trigger clause, meaning the moment Sanders took his first official NFL snap, the value of the contract skyrocketed. It didn't gradually increase, it doubled. Instantly, the rookie wasn't just a football player, he became a financial powerhouse, generating revenue streams few even imagined possible. This type of deal doesn't happen by accident. It's meticulously crafted, aligning incentives for both Nike and Sanders while redefining the potential of athlete partnerships. Even more impressive, Shedeur Sanders secured a 50% cut of jersey sales tied directly to his number 2 jersey. That's unheard of in the NFL, where merchandise revenue is usually pooled and shared across the players' association. By bypassing the traditional system, he captured direct ownership over his brand, creating what marketing insiders call an incentive loop. The more hype Nike creates around Sanders, the faster jerseys sell, the bigger his payout, and the stronger the cultural momentum. Every tunnel walk, every pregame outfit, every viral clip now carries financial weight, turning visibility into tangible profit. This deal also sent shockwaves across the league. Executives are watching closely, agents are recalculating player leverage, and young prospects are taking notes. If a rookie quarterback can negotiate equity and royalties before even hitting the field, what's stopping other top-tier players from demanding the same? Some insiders say this could reshape how future contracts are structured, making Sanders a blueprint for athlete empowerment. But Sanders didn't need to flaunt it. He played it cool, calm, and calculated, letting the numbers speak. The market responded instantly. Sneakers sold out in seconds, jerseys dominated charts, and his brand influence grew exponentially. Nike wasn't just endorsing an athlete, they were partnering with a rising cultural icon, someone who understood both sports and the digital, social media-driven world. In just a few moves, Sanders proved that brand equity can surpass draft order, that leverage is built, not granted, and that a rookie quarterback can dominate off the field just as decisively as on it. This wasn't a contract. It was a blueprint for a new era. When draft night arrived, the narrative around Shedeur Sanders wasn't just about talent. It was about expectation, hype, and skepticism. Analysts debated endlessly. Some claimed he could slip out of the first round. Rumors suggested teams feared the spotlight and media circus that followed him. Draft boards were dissected, prospects ranked, and quarterbacks highlighted, but no one seemed to account for what Sanders had already built off the field. While other rookies were measured purely by arm strength or college stats, Shedeur's leverage came from something far less tangible: his brand power. He didn't just enter the draft as a player, he entered as a cultural phenomenon backed by a $125 million Nike contract, exclusive merchandise, and a fanbase ready to follow him anywhere. Draft position suddenly felt irrelevant. Some teams hesitated, worried that the hype would overshadow performance. Others fretted about attention he would demand in the locker room. But that hesitation didn't slow Sanders, it amplified his market dominance. Even though he wasn't the first name called, the secondary market exploded. Sneakers sold out in seconds, jerseys flew off the shelves, and social media lit up with fans celebrating every viral clip. It wasn't just success, it was proof that brand equity can outweigh draft order. Consider the leverage here. Every executive who doubted him was now watching numbers they couldn't ignore. The resale market, social engagement, and pre-launch buzz painted a picture of demand that no draft analyst could predict. Draft hype, that was fleeting. Sanders' influence, that was tangible, measurable, and global. Even traditionalists had to acknowledge the shift. No longer could marketing and endorsement power be reserved for veterans or number one picks. A rookie, strategically positioned, could command attention, revenue, and influence before even taking a full snap. Teams might draft for talent, but Sanders had drafted the culture itself, capturing hearts, wallets, and headlines in one strategic sweep. And that's the most striking part: the draft controversy wasn't a setback. It was a catalyst, highlighting the contrast between old-school scouting and modern athlete leverage. While pundits argued over rankings, Sanders quietly redefined the rules. Brand dominance had become a new form of draft power. And his blueprint shows how influence off the field can translate into authority everywhere else: locker room, endorsements, and cultural relevance. In the end, Shedeur Sanders proved one thing: the draft may set expectations, but brand and market power can rewrite the narrative entirely. He didn't just survive the debate, he turned it into a launchpad for unprecedented leverage, showing the NFL and the world that modern athletes can dictate their own trajectory, no matter where they fall on the draft board. Shedeur Sanders didn't just shake up Cleveland, he shook up the global sneaker scene. What started as a bold birthday drop quickly became a worldwide phenomenon. Fans in New York, Los Angeles, and Atlanta weren't just lining up, they were competing for every last pair. But the story didn't stop at US borders. In London, sneakerheads were snapping up the brown and orange colorways. Tokyo streetwear enthusiasts hunted for them online. Even Parisian influencers were styling the shoes for high fashion posts. Cleveland's colors suddenly had a global runway presence, and the Browns brand had crossed into international relevance. This wasn't accidental. Nike understood that a rookie quarterback with cultural cachet could do more than just sell shoes. He could set trends, create conversation, and dominate social media. Every clip of Sanders walking through the tunnel, every pregame outfit, every viral sneaker shot wasn't just content, it was a marketing machine. Fans weren't just buying shoes, they were buying into a story, a vibe, a movement. That energy rippled across continents. The limited supply added fuel to the fire. Scarcity drove obsession. Resale platforms exploded. Pairs were trading for 3 to 4 times retail. Kids who had never watched a Browns game in their lives were suddenly rocking the colors in Tokyo streets, London cafes, and Parisian boulevards. The sneaker had become more than footwear, it was a symbol of prestige, confidence, and influence. Even within the US, the effect was transformative. Local stores saw shelves cleared faster than playoff ticket sales. Social media posts featuring the sneakers garnered tens of thousands of likes in minutes. Every viral clip reinforced Sanders' brand dominance, creating a self-sustaining loop. Visibility increased demand, demand increased revenue, and revenue amplified visibility. Nike's gamble had paid off, and the Browns' identity was no longer confined to Ohio. Culturally, this launch signaled a shift in perception. Cleveland had never been considered a fashion capital, but now the city's colors were synonymous with trendsetting. The narrative went beyond football, it was about style, influence, and global relevance. Shedeur Sanders had successfully turned a rookie sneaker drop into a cultural event. And here's the kicker, this isn't a one-time success. The Sanders brand, now cemented internationally, sets a blueprint for future athletes. Draft order, rookie status, or team popularity no longer dictates market influence. Strategic branding, timing, and cultural resonance can take a player from local favorite to global icon in seconds. Shedeur Sanders proved that football excellence isn't just measured on the field. It's measured by influence, reach, and the ability to turn a single product into a worldwide statement of style and dominance. The Browns aren't just winning games, they're winning culture, and the Sanders effect shows no signs of slowing down. When you talk about prime equity, most fans have no idea what that really means, but for Shedeur Sanders, it's the key that unlocked an entirely new level of influence. We're not just talking about a paycheck here. We're talking ownership in your own brand, a stake in every move, every sale, every headline. Traditionally, NFL players sign endorsement deals where they get a flat fee, maybe a bonus if sales hit certain targets, but the structure Shedeur negotiated flips the script completely. Half the revenue from his jersey sales directly to him. That's unheard of for a rookie, and it signals a seismic shift in how players can leverage their fame. Here, why it's so significant. When your income is tied directly to your market impact, suddenly every pregame walk, every tunnel clip, every social media post becomes part of a larger strategy. Visibility equals revenue. Every viral moment is no longer just a highlight, it's a dollar sign, it's influence, it's leverage. The more fans engage, the more revenue flows, and the more your position strengthens. Shedeur Sanders didn't just sign a contract. He built a self-sustaining system where hype, culture, and marketing work together like clockwork. That's a level of sophistication we usually associate with legends like Michael Jordan or LeBron James, not a 24-year-old rookie quarterback. Make no mistake, the ripple effect is already underway. Other players and agents are watching closely, calculating how to push for similar terms. League executives are taking note, aware that the standard licensing model may be under pressure for the first time in decades. Shedeur has proven that leverage isn't handed down. It's constructed through understanding your audience, controlling your brand, and executing with precision. It's about working within the system, but bending it to your advantage. This prime equity approach also redefines the perception of rookie contracts. Draft position no longer dictates marketing power. Influence is earned by cultural resonance, storytelling, and strategy off the field. Shedeur's moves make it clear, it's possible to outperform higher drafted players in branding, revenue, and impact, all while maintaining peak performance on the field. It's a blueprint for the next generation of NFL stars, showing that business acumen and athletic skill are no longer separate, they're intertwined. In the end, what Shedeur Sanders achieved here goes beyond endorsements. It's a statement. Athletes can own their narrative, monetize influence, and create a lasting impact that stretches far beyond the stadium. This isn't just about sneakers, jerseys, or social media. It's about taking control, building leverage, and proving that a player's value isn't just measured in stats. It's measured in power, equity, and legacy. And make no mistake, the ripple effect of this deal is going to be felt for years to come. When you step back and look at Shedeur Sanders' journey, it's clear this isn't just about sneakers or stats. This is about rewriting what it means to be a modern NFL star. In just a few years, he's transformed from being Deion Sanders' son into a cultural force in his own right. Every signature shoe, every viral clip, every strategic move off the field sends a message. The Sanders brand isn't just football, it's lifestyle, influence, and power combined. Think about it, rookie quarterbacks historically chase the playbook, the draft hype, the win-loss column. Shedeur went a different route. He understood that legacy isn't earned just on Sundays. Legacy is built through moments that resonate long after the final whistle. A sold-out sneaker drop in 4.2 seconds isn't just hype. It's proof that fans are buying into a story, a persona, and a statement that extends beyond the stadium. Culturally, this sets a new precedent. Young athletes now see the blueprint. You don't need decades of Pro Bowls to secure influence. You need vision, branding, and the ability to connect with people where they are, on social media, in streetwear, in culture spaces previously untouched by NFL players. Shedeur Sanders showed that you can merge athletic excellence with entrepreneurship without waiting for permission from the league or executives. That's a game changer. And the ripple effect is already visible. Analysts are scrambling to reassess what draft position means for brand value. Rookie endorsements are no longer just about on-field potential. They're about visibility, cultural relevance, and storytelling. A quarterback like Shedeur Sanders can now redefine the economics of the league, influencing not just jersey sales but the strategic decisions of brands, franchises, and even fellow players. His story is a reminder that influence doesn't always follow the expected path. It can be engineered, leveraged, and multiplied. Shedeur's rise reflects a new era of athlete autonomy where power, wealth, and cultural impact converge. This isn't just about a career, it's about the blueprint for the next generation of stars. The question now is, who will follow in his footsteps and how will the league adapt to this shift in power? Legacy isn't just about records, it's about changing the game entirely. Shedeur Sanders didn't just play the NFL, he remade it for anyone watching, inspiring the next wave of athletes to think bigger, act bolder, and take control of their own narrative.